At Kaizen, we know it's the science that makes the difference. The right solutions happen when you care enough to ask the right questions. And we understand that your performance is directly related to ours. Science knows why it works, care knows why it's important.
Welcome to FUJI America here at IPC Apex. Delighted to be joined by Tom Zabkovich. Nice to see you, Tom.
Nice to see you, Trevor. Thank you for coming.
Right. It's always fun to sort of look over the horizon and see what's coming down the pipe. And of course, you've got the perfect example behind us, the first operatorless pick and place system, the NXTR. We looked at this actually at Productronica, but this is its first outing here in the United States.
Yes.
Where do you see this fitting into the US market?
Well, we see it fitting in. I think the U.S. market is still a little ways away from the zero operator factory, but certainly North America itself, with Mexico, with some of the corporate ties to the global operations, I think everybody's leaning towards smart factory. As you know, the only true way to get to smart factory is to remove the operators on the line, and for a zero operator line, you need all the all the components of that. Right. It's feeder handling, it's bringing feeder out from the kitting area, it's obviously loading, unloading, and changing over the feeders to the machine, but this is truly the adaptive process, and I think if you can, or the integrated process rather than the adaptive process, and I think once you can master that, we can go to that opportunity even with the U.S. customers, and obviously take advantage of these labor discrepancies that we've had all over the world. So,
I think it's a fantastic advancement, but I mean, one of the things that you typically get today with any factory is that the pick and place system is very often the bottleneck in the line, because you have to stop to replenish the feeders every so often, and 9 times out of 10 the thing's sitting idle. Is this automatic system going to help to reduce machine downtime?
There's no question. What we're using, our concept is really what we call 3 zeros, and that's zero operators, zero defects, and zero machine stops. Right. And really, those are the keys. It's feeder loading, it's the feeder, the inability to load a feeder or the problems loading a feeder that you've taken out. You've taken the human element out of altogether. It's the machine stops that are coming from the splicing concept. We've taken splicing out altogether. We're not doing splicing anymore because of that.
Really?
Yeah, and there's.
So how do you replace a reel that once it's depleted?
So this is all part of your scheduling. This is all part of the Nexum control system. We know the feeder. We know what feeders are on the machine. We know the device count on the machine. We know how many parts are on a reel. This is all scheduled out in your Nexum software. So we know where the next feeder is, whether it be in the on reserve, or whether it be in the magazine buffer coming in, or if it's back in the warehouse. And with constant communication and using AGVs to feed and unfeed the line, we're able to anticipate that. We're able to program that all out in scheduling and change over when it's time before it runs out.
Right, so it literally you just use the reel, takes the reel out, and replaces it with a new one. No need for splicing, really.
No need for splicing. We've removed splicing altogether.
Right. So. You've got a fairly unique way that you also handle the tape, the waste tape after the component's been picked. It goes down into the bottom of the machine. Can you explain a little bit how that works?
Absolutely. So, yeah, you'll see if you look at the system, you'll see you don't have waste tape boxes on the bottom of the modules anymore. What we're actually doing is we're taking the cut tape and we're actually dropping it down onto a conveyor system, a cascading conveyor system, and we're taking all the cut tape out to the end of the system to one single collection unit. So, again, rather than a maintenance person or a cleaning person coming in and emptying waste tape boxes, there's one collection unit at the end of the line. They can pick that up on the shift or halfway through the shift or whatever it may be. So again,
so is that vacuum in there that's pulling it?
It's actually a conveyor system and then pulling into a vacuum collection system. That's correct.
Right. Yeah, very smart. Very smart. Great. So you've got your buffer system there. That literally is fed by an AGV that comes from the kitting area.
Correct.
And the rest is all automatic.
Yeah, that's correct. So an AGV is coming from the kitting area, whether it be your parts warehouse, your towers, whatever it may be. We're actually loading the smart magazine. We're bringing the smart magazines out to the system, and then the smart loader is taken from the magazines and actually populating the modules with the feeders. Same thing with changeover. When the parts are running out or a job changeover, we're pulling from the feeder storage units and coming up to the live area, or we're moving empty feeders off to the Smart Magazine and taking those again by AGV back out to the factory. So again, 0 operators, nobody feeding the line.
Okay. So it's a concept machine at the moment. When do you think we're going to see production versions available?
What we're really showing is where Fuji's going in the next year. So the concept is a reality. So it's a couple of years ago we would have told you this was a concept, but as you know, Smart Factory is here. We have to compete, and we're showing obviously the direction we're going over the next year to how we're going to play in that lights out factory. So
great, it's very exciting. So we've got a couple of other things around the booth. Is there anything else that stands out that is specifically new to the market?
Well, obviously, since Smart Factory intelligent systems are so much on the forefront right now. Obviously, the whole Nexum programming, scheduling, the Smart Factory software control is key to our forecast and our roadmap. The other thing you're seeing here is more in the heavier automotive or in some of the back-end automation, the SFAB-D, which has bulk pick capabilities. The SFAB Alpha, the Smart Fab Alpha, has capability of axials, radials, and jumper wires. These are areas people have really forgotten about. As they went to SMT, they didn't have to worry about that anymore. But there's legacy systems and legacy product out there that is going to have through-hole for a very long time, especially in military aerospace, some of the jumper requirements and things like that. So it's going to be around for a long time, and people that are dropping off aren't having anything to fully automate the line. And the only way you're going to automate Smart Factory is to be able to automate the whole factory. So I think that's probably some of the key products that we're showing here at the show.
Well, it's great to see you, going in the right direction, Tom, and exciting stuff behind us. And thanks for telling us about it today.
Thank you for making time for us. We appreciate it.